Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zach. Here we talk about overlanding gear, builds, DIY, all sorts of stuff related to modifying your vehicle and getting out there and adventuring in the outdoors. Today, we're talking about a very special awning, and the maker of this awning is a brand called Kammok. So now, if you've never heard of Kammok, Kammok is actually a really large company. They make a lot of hammocks and blankets and other sorts of camping materials. They're sold at REI and lots of other big name stores. And they decided to enter the awning game, and they've got this absolutely sweet awning. So I'm working with them. We're gonna kind of show you some of the features of this awning, and I wanna show it off because it is really exciting. So let's jump right in. If you like this sort of content or you like what I'm doing with the channel, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out and helps me be able to continue to make more content like this. So let's jump right in. I want to show you this sweet awning. So here's the thing, I had a really great budget awning. You guys have maybe seen that video, but apart from setting it up for the video and maybe one other trip, I never use it. Sometimes it was on the truck and it was mainly just there for looks. Honestly, half the time that I had it, I didn't even keep it on the truck because it probably was hurting my gas mileage, and I just didn't want to take the time to set it up. Now, that awning was a fairly simple setup, but it takes some time. It's, you know, doable with one person to set up, but it takes a couple people. So for all those reasons, I had my awning, but I didn't really use it. And honestly, I didn't really think it was probably that worth it to even have the awning, because if you're not gonna ever set it up, then what's the point? And that's the thing that I think is so special about this awning. So yes, it is a different price point, but the thing is the efficiency here is so nice that you'll probably actually use your awning. There's no sense in saving money on an awning purchase if you're not going to use the cheaper awning you bought. And so that's why I think this awning is so special. Not to mention it has a ton of awesome features. So let's kind of walk through those because I think they're really cool. So first, what you do to actually set this up is you walk to the back, and there's this little lever. And so what you do is you press the lever down. All the way down is the unlock position. So we press that down. If we were to pull it up, there's one little latch, and then it'll hold in the middle section of this channel. That's the locked position. And then you can press it up, and that is to ratchet tight the fabric on the awning, because there's a tensioner in this awning that allows you to pull the fabric tight when it's at the setting that you want. So that's what is really cool about this little lever. Now, before you actually pull the awning out, you need to unsnap these little straps. I'll snap them just to show you, but what you do first is you'll unsnap these, you'll pull this down into the unlock position, just like that, and then you grab these two loops and you just pull it out. So the cool thing is this awning, not only is it completely cantilevered, so you don't ever have to deploy any sort of legs, it's got 3 different settings as well. It's not just a single length awning. Now, most awnings on the market, the problem is they're very limited by the legs that they have. So if you have an awning that's 5 feet long or 4 feet long, it kind of depends on its design, but sometimes they'll only come 4 to 5 feet away from the vehicle. If they have telescoping legs, that helps because they can oftentimes make the legs longer and you can pull the awning farther away from the vehicle. But if you don't have those telescoping legs, then sometimes the dimensions of the canvas are limited by the size of the awning mounted to the side of the vehicle. Now with this, it's really awesome because there's adjusting arms and they have different settings. So here we have, you know, roughly a 3-foot option on the vehicle. I'll throw the exact dimension on the screen just so that you know what that is. And then what we do is, to get it to the next setting, we pull it just a little farther and you can hear a click. So if you're just pulling very gently, it'll just pull to that click and then it's in the setting. But sometimes if it doesn't quite click, you can pull it a little bit farther and back it in, and then you'll get to the setting that you want. Now lastly, this is like the 5-foot-ish distance away from the vehicle. It has another setting, and this is roughly the 7-foot setting, because this is the 7-foot awning version of this awning. You can also get it in like a roughly 5-foot version, and I'll have those linked down below so you can go check out all of the specifications on them if that's something you're really interested in. Now, I just showed you the 3 different settings that you can put the awning at. But at every setting, you can tension this fabric. It helps it to be able to function a little bit better in the wind. It takes out some of the slack that is in the fabric and also just some of the movement that's in the supporting arms. So let's go ahead and do that. So then back here, this is where that ratchet comes in place. So you'll click it up, you know, 3, 4, maybe 5 times. And then our fabric is nice and taut. We have a lot of tension in the fabric. It helps to keep this nice and rigid. And honestly, it just looks better as well. So that's what's pretty sweet. And now awning is all set up, ready to go. Now I was talking through all of those points and it probably took me a minute or so to set this up. If I was just doing it from start to finish, it would be super easy. So how about we just do that? I'm going to talk you through how to put this back in on the vehicle, and then you can watch me just set it up, and I'll put a timer on the screen and we'll time how fast it takes me. So now to actually put this back on the vehicle, what we do is we press this lever back down into the unlock position. This is going to take the tension out of this fabric and allow us to push it back in. So we push it down all the way to the unlock position. The fabric tension is gone. So now what we do is we grab these loops again and we pull it slightly out and then just push it back in, and it's gonna pop it out of that setting. And then now we just slowly walk it in so that the spring that has some automatic tension in this fabric at all times will start to spool that fabric back in and pull this awning tight against the car. So let's slowly walk it in. There we go. So now the fabric has been rolled back up onto the vehicle, but we still want to take some of that tension out just so that it looks nice while sitting on the side of the vehicle. So let's go ahead and do that. This is pushed up against the car. We're going to snap these closed. So now they're snapped. And then we'll take this, we'll click it up just 1 or 2 times, maybe 3 if there's a lot of play in the fabric. And then we'll just leave it in the locked position. And there we go. Perfectly set up and ready to go down the road. So like I was saying, let's do that time trial now. Let's see how quickly I can set up this awning. So I've just jumped out of my car. I'm walking over here. Let's unsnap these, push it into the unlock position, grab the loops, pull it out. There we go. And then come back here, tension it a couple times, and we're done. Just like that. It's that quick, that simple. And now we're ready to actually enjoy it. You're sitting in a parking lot, you're sitting getting ready on a bike ride, you're camping. No matter what you're doing, you can set this thing up so fast. And you'll be able to use the awning more because it won't be such a chore to you. It takes like almost no time, and it's just really simple. Now, for those of you that are a little more observant, you probably noticed that this is at a slight angle. And that's because the brackets for this awning allow you to angle it in various ways, which is really nice because if you have a 5-foot version of this awning, it's a little bit lighter, so you're probably not gonna need to angle it as much. But if you have the 7-foot awning, you're gonna probably wanna angle it a little bit in, so when you cantilever, you're balancing that weight. Similarly, if you notice, right on the bottom here, there is a T-channel. So you're able to mount things on the bottom, and then there's also a T-channel on the back to mount things. So there's a lot of nice exterior mounting points on here because this is a hard shelled awning. A lot of awnings are just a big canvas bag, so once you mount them onto your vehicle, they're all done and you can't really use them for anything of value other than just them being an awning. But for this, you may be able to get creative and mount various accessories on the bottom here to hold lights, or maybe to hold some sort of camp utensils or hooks. Let your imagination run wild. You're gonna be able to use that channel for a lot of different things because T-slots are so universal. There's endless possibilities. So that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're really interested in this awning, I'm gonna have it linked down below so you can go check it out and maybe get yourself one for your rig. There's a lot of cool features that are also going to be coming to this awning later on. So, definitely check it out. It's really cool. It's gonna have a lot of options for you. And there's so much customability with it that I think it's a really sweet product. And I'm really happy that they were interested in working with me because I love this awning. I'm definitely gonna be running it on my vehicle, and I think it's a sweet option. So thank you so much for watching. All the support means a lot to me, and I'll catch you all in the next video.